I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. Hopefully you've had a perfect storm of a week and seen a lot of natural disasters and tornadoes. Actually, hopefully you haven't.
Oh my God.
No. Hopefully it's just been terrible and a lot of destruction, and it made you think, let's listen to a podcast about natural disaster movies. Okay, let's try this. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week. Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Drew Davis, joined with my other host.
Hello. I'm Chandra J. Walton.
Oh my God.
I have such a...
That
was beautiful.
Is that cool?
With the hair.
Listen,
I'm trying to be a twist. I'm trying to be an actor.
There we go. You're being the human twister. I wish I could call you Chandra. I just can't. It doesn't work for me.
It doesn't.
Oh, it sounds rough.
It does. I don't want to.
I don't like it.
I see people and I see them like, "Hey, Chan, what's going on?" I'm like, "Can."
It's Chan. Just CJ. No, what's going on, everybody? I'm CJ.
And we're joined again with our, I guess, co-host of the Twisters.
It's my baby sis.
I'm Cortney. What's up? I'm back.
We look just alike.
Yeah, Cortney and CJ. Everyone gets them mixed up. They're sisters.
I'm taller.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know why she doesn't believe it, but I'm taller than her. Like, I don't care what she says. Like, what are you, 5 what?
I'm 5'4".
See? Taller.
How tall are you?
Doesn't matter. Look, Courtney, doesn't matter.
She's older. She garners more respect. She's my sister.
No, I'm literally like 5 foot. Like,
yeah, you are. You're short.
I'm so short, but I'm the big sister.
You wear heels though, and I don't wear heels.
I do, but I'm the big sister. She's the baby sister.
Yep.
Well.
Okay. Well, speaking of crying, should we get into Twisters? We were covering Twisters 2, or just Twisters. It took me a while to realize it's just called Twisters. It's not Twisters.
Yeah, I thought it was Twisters 2 for a second.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Too Twister, Too Furious. But
Twister 2, blow it back.
Right, absolutely. Keep sucking. I don't know why they didn't call us to give them a name idea.
Yeah, like we're Hollywood, we're right here.
So, but we're glad you guys are all here. Do us a favor, whatever you're listening, give us a review, give us a rating, hit those 5 stars, drop a comment. You can drop 5. Wes all our 5s. So you can drop fan mail. You can just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or maybe tell us what you think about Twisters, or just tell us what you ate for breakfast yesterday. That'd be an interesting.
Unless it was healthy, I don't.
Yeah,
we don't want to feel bad about ourselves on our food habits.
I had leftover Indian food for breakfast yesterday. Yeah,
girl, that is hard.
That's a solid start to the day. Like that, like you were making a statement.
Leftover tikka masala. Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Girl, you got a stomach of steel?
I mean, I felt like I was ready to get my day going.
It'll get something going.
Yeah, definitely.
My merciful heavens to Betsy. I had to get very southern on you, honey.
I'm also a bit younger than both of you, so maybe that's why I can still.
Girl, no, that's just crazy. But yeah, let's get into Twisters.
So, Twisters, we'll give some just brief movie overview, and then at this point, you guys have listened to our podcast. You know how we do. So, Twisters came out in 2024. Crazy, that's only like last year, and it's like almost 30 years later from the first Twisters. So, it had a budget of $155 million. And how much do we want to guess that it made overall?
Just overall.
155
to make it?
Yep.
I'm just gonna go easy breezy lemon squeezy 200.
All right, 200. Courtney, what do you think? Over and under 200?
I'll say like 450.
450. Okay, so it made $370 million.
What?
Right? Yeah. So it did well. And what's interesting, because I've been looking at how much it makes domestically versus foreign,
right.
And domestically it made $267 million. So it did pretty well here. And a lot of these movies we've been reviewing do better like overseas.
That makes sense.
But this one did pretty good for
That's not bad at all.
Not bad. I think I really feel like it was building off the hype of the first one. I think the first one did so well that everyone was like, this one's going to be just as good.
I think it was that and probably like Glenn Powell. He's been having quite a moment.
He's
absolutely
lately, and like apparently he's been in a lot of stuff for a long time.
That's what we were just talking about. Like I did not realize besides Top Gun Maverick.
That's what I remembered him from.
And
anyone but you.
Right.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff.
But he has quite a filmography.
Yes, he does.
So, yeah.
His resume is very long.
Yeah.
He did good. I liked him in this.
And he's only 36.
He looks older, I think.
Right.
He appears a bit older than that.
Yeah, but he was born in 1988.
It was that was yeah. So he is. That's a year after before I was born. So yeah.
Were you 89?
I was 87.
87. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So, but you are right. He looks older, which made their love
feel weird because she also Daisy Edgar Jones I think is like just younger. I think she's younger than I am. I think she's probably in her 20s,
and she looks young.
She does.
Like it was hard to tell the difference between the flashback version of her and the present day.
Yeah.
This was directed by Lee Isaac Chung. I didn't know much of what he directed, but I looked
it up.
Either. I recognized that he directed one episode of The Mandalorian, and that's when I don't know things about people, I like to throw the one interesting thing. So Daisy Edgar Jones played Kate Carter. We have a friend named Kate Carter.
Shout out Kate.
Shout
out.
I'm sure she's listening.
She probably is a regular listener.
Hi, Kate. We love you.
I bet you her and Miriam, like before they go to bed,
they listen to YouTube talk to fall asleep.
Like Kate is the tiniest thing. She's just so tiny.
She's so sweet and lovely.
So sweet and lovely.
She's my baby sister.
That's okay. She's yours.
She's the Russian nesting dolls of baby sisters.
Now I'm picturing you all.
That's exactly how it goes.
CJ opening,
and then you get Courtney, and then you get Kate.
I would say we each progressively get like lighter skin. I'm sorry.
I don't understand
at the end, it's just a bag of flour popping out.
It's just so fucked up. I'm sorry.
Is it though? Is it? It's not. It's really not.
Glenn Powell, we've talked about. We know him from Top Gun Maverick
and Hidden Figures.
I've not seen that, so
he wasn't Hidden Figures.
Okay.
You guys got to talk about the Glenn Powell movie verse at some point.
That's right. That's going to be one of our side podcasts.
And Maverick.
Yeah.
I did enjoy Maverick.
It was fun.
That was a good movie. So, and also playing Javi, we had Anthony Ramos. And I recently saw him in Ironheart, the new Marvel Disney Plus.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good, but he was like the side villain. Like at the beginning you think he's the main villain, but then there's like a villain behind the villain. But he was like the first one. You're like, that's the villain. But he was, and I like it. I'm liking his stuff. He plays douchebag well.
He does.
So one could say I use this with a different actor. I think it was Val Kilmer. I said this about. He's got a very punchable face.
He does. R.I.P. But yes, he does.
And when you're watching these movies and the characters can play off of their face, I've been told I have a punchable face too.
Did you not like Val Kilmer as Batman?
Not really. But
interesting. I thought I had a crush on him when he was Batman.
I felt like he was too passive, too douchey, too like he looked like a guy I went to high school with him.
No one will ever beat Bruce Wayne.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever beat what's his name?
Who's your Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, let's derail this and go to this.
What's his name? My guy who played Michael Keaton.
I knew you were going to say Keaton, and that's interesting.
Who's yours?
Man, I love like the Dark Knight. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but I'd probably say Christian Bale, but although Robert Pattinson, I think is a good young emo Bruce Wayne.
You said George Clooney.
And no one ever will. It goes into one of the other stars that was in this movie, Superman. David Cornsweet played Scott. He did such a good job of being a completely different character than Superman.
He was such a jackass in Twisters. I did not like
when he's like, but the people, he's like, I don't care about the people.
I did not like him in this movie, but what a little cutie pie. And I learned we're the same age, and that kind of bothers me. I want him to be older. I don't know.
It feels like he should be older.
Yeah, he looks older than 32 to me. You know?
So that's
a hard life.
Yeah, that is a hard 32. No, he looks awesome.
So this movie also won it won an award, the Academy of Country Music for Film Award. Does anyone follow the Academy for Country Music?
We live in Nashville. Why don't we all do?
Is anyone a big fan? I personally can't stand country music, but I did hear enough country tracks during this movie that I was like, okay. And when I was like picking a song to play for some of the Instagram stuff, it showed their CDs, their soundtrack, and tons of country music songs on it. So
I'll be straight up. That's the one thing. That's one of the things that I think made this movie. There's a few things I think don't make it nearly as good as the original, but like made it worse is like the amount of music they used in this movie, specifically country music, because it's in Oklahoma, whatever. But like in the first one, it was almost kind of timeless the way the first one was done.
Absolutely.
Where the music, the amount of needle drops in this, I think is going to really date it. Give it like 5 years.
Who's on this soundtrack?
I can't even fucking tell you. Sorry,
you know what? I'll look it up. Don't worry.
Okay. I know Jelly Roll had one song.
Yeah, Jelly Roll, like people very of the moment country music.
Yeah, it was. And that was the thing. This movie felt like it was really geared to like younger Gen Z people, especially at the beginning. And we'll talk about the beginning of the movie because that we'll talk about that here in a second. But
even the casting,
like it was, which was funny because one of the as CJ is pulling this up to look at the other songs, one of the things that was most interesting about this movie that we talked about last week was about how Helen Hunt came up with she had a direct sequel, or like she had a vision to direct the sequel
and wrote it
and sent it to them, and they said it had too much diversity.
Insane. Basically, she was like, "Hey, can we have maybe one or two black
people? What a great soundtrack, Luke Combs."
See, like do you like country music, CJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Luke Combs feels
we can still be friends, but that is
Luke Combs.
First off, you got Chris Stapleton.
I like him. Okay, I like him.
If you don't like Chris Stapleton, then there's something wrong. That man got some.
But that music is very of this time.
Oh, well, it's another reason why y'all like it, because it's heavy on Nashville. This soundtrack is heavy in Nashville.
No, it is. It is.
Like it's halfway recorded in Nashville.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me, but I just don't think it's going to age like the original because of the music.
Let us know what you think about their soundtrack.
Sound off in the comments and let us know.
It's a little cheesy to me, but like I didn't mind it. Let's get some trivia for Twisters. Glenn Powell's parents appeared in this movie. They were the ones who were singing behind him and Daisy Edgar Jones during the rodeo scene.
His real
parents. And here's what's here's an extra for that trivia. According to Powell, his parents have appeared in all of his movies since Spy Kids 3 Game Over.
That's cool.
Stop playing. That's cute.
That's really sweet.
Right? Do you think that's in his contract where he says like, I'd love to do this movie, but you have to include my parents in one?
It's like when Stan Lee always had to be in one of his Marvel movies. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, no, I would do that.
I like that. We gave one fun fact about Glenn Powell. Here's another one. Tyler's story of how he first encountered a tornado while driving in a car and his aunt is taken from a real life experience of Glenn Powell.
Whoa.
Except he was 9 years old in the real, but but still like, so that's kind of cool. They were like, we need you to tell us about your first tornado. And then they actually used it in the movie.
That's
pretty cool. There was a lot of subtle nods to the first one. This was one of the ones I caught, which Kate at one point says the line, "I'm not back," which Bill Paxton said multiple times. In original, and I did catch that.
Me too.
But there was a lot of other subtle. Did you guys notice any?
I mean, all the Wizard of Oz stuff, of course.
Yeah. And then Daniel Cox, who played the trailer salesperson who suggested the aluminum, is an Oklahoman actor who also appeared in Twister 1996.
And he was a return.
Yes, he was the Four Corners mechanic at the gas station in the nighttime.
That's really cool.
But he had a lot of other scenes from the first movie that got cut, but you can see him just barely in it, and then he got a bigger part in this one. But he's like the only returning actor.
I was going to ask you, because I thought that they had actors returning, but
I couldn't find it. I think it was just the aluminum guy.
A lot of them have either obviously passed away or probably. I'm willing to bet that like Helen Hunt was just like no,
right? With the experience that she had, because they did offer her a cameo role, and she
said no. And
I wonder if the other cast who was still around maybe followed suit with that.
And at this point, they're bigger actors.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, like what else? Well, and then or they're dead,
or they're dead,
or they're dead, or they're because. Two of them ain't, Bill is dead. Philip is passed.
Yeah.
And I guess Atlanta Hawks got basketball season coming up.
Yeah,
Right, so
busy.
she's busy. So I liked the cast in this one. I thought they did well. I hate hearing that they didn't want a more diverse cast.
I know.
That's kind of a dark, stormy cloud, but
literally,
literally, it's a whole tornado of emotions. And, well, before we get into talking more about our opinions and reading some movie reviews and some fast fan feedback, we do have an AI plot summary.
Ooh, let's do it.
And today it's from the perspective of Tyler, Glenn Powell's character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it'll be from the voice of the heavens, from the voice of Cortney Warner. And she said she'll do her best Oklahoman Southern drawl as she reads us the words of Glenn.
All right. This is this is my first time reading it through. It's a cold read, so we were good.
It's a cold read.
It's a cold read.
Last time, I don't know not last time, I guess was our Twister episode that we had Courtney on. The time before that for the Italian job, if you want to check that episode.
Oh yeah, she
was not aware that I gave her a printout.
I was not even looking at it.
And she just went full Mark Wahlberg explaining the Italian job. Oddly enough, in this podcast, we've had 4 or 5 Mark Wahlberg impersonations have popped up. There will eventually be a compilation reel, but like yours was the first and maybe the most iconic.
Thank you.
I think it was.
I'll take it, but I'll do my best, Glenn Powell here. Ladies, contain yourselves around me. I know that I've instantly become so sexually attractive to you. He looks like a capybara that came to life. I don't understand it, but anyway.
Oh, what?
He looks like a capybara or like a hamster that became a human. That's what he looks like to me, Glenn Powell.
I can see the hamster a little bit oddly.
Just like that. I just can't do the smile. Anyway.
So
Anyway, here we go. Well, shoot. It all started when I rolled into Oklahoma with my crew of storm chasing misfits and a British feller named Ben, who looked like he'd melt faster than a Bluebell ice cream in July. I'm talking Boone, Danny, Dexter, Lily, folks crazier than a raccoon on Moonshine Barrel. We just weren't chasing storms. We were chasing clout, baby. Live streams like lightning bolts. Then I met her, Kate Carter. It feels so weird to say Kate Carter.
Kate Carter.
Kate Carter, very funny friend of ours. Then I met her, Kate Carter, smart as a whip, tough as a $2 steak, and about as friendly as a porcupine in a pillow factory. She used to chase storms too, till one of them turned her whole world upside down. What the fuck? That's so fucked up. That's so messed up.
So it's not. Keep going.
Wow. Turned her,
Great. Keep going.
Turned her whole world upside down. Took her boyfriend Jeb and her pals Addie and Praveen. That tornado was meaner than a snake in a sandbox. Kate came back to Oklahoma with her buddy Javi to work for Storm Power, some fancy pants tech company trying to scan tornadoes in 3D. I thought they were all science and no soul. But turns out Kate got more grit than a gravel driveway. We butted heads like 2 bulls at a barbecue joint, but when the sky turned black and the wind started hollering, we had to team up or get blown to Kingdom Come.
This is good.
Oh my God. Please hire me for all your voiceover needs. Now, let me tell you, these aren't your grandpa's tornadoes. They were suckers stacking up like flapjacks at a truck stop. EF5s, double funnels, sideways cyclones. Heck, one of them looked like we was doing the hokey pokey. We had to use every trick in the book. Radar stands, chemical barrels, and most importantly, good old-fashioned guts. Those are the only tricks in the book? Okay. Kate had the idea to lock sodium poly, whatchamacallit, into the twisters to calm them down. I don't know what it was, but it sounded like something you'd sprinkle on fried okra. We gave it a whirl, and wouldn't you know it, we started making progress. But then the big one hit. I'm talking a tornado so nasty it made the devil himself say, "Y'all take it from here!" When we raced to a nearby town to help folks evacuate, dodging debris like it was a game of Twister.
Right foot
Oh my god! But at the end, me and Kate, we weren't just storm chasers. We were storm tainers. She faced her past. I found something worth more than views. And together we proved that sometimes the best way to fight nature's fury is with a little science, a lot of heart, and a whole mess of duct tape. So if y'all ever find yourself in Oklahoma and the sky starts looking like a blender full of angry clouds, just remember, Tyler Owens is out there riding the wind and cracking jokes. Holy cow!
Thank you so much, Courtney. You just took us to the movies. That was amazing.
Oh my goodness! That was a journey.
That was something.
I didn't know where it was going to go anytime.
No one ever does.
No one ever does.
But we appreciate you reading it and doing it well.
Thank
And I'll say this: the one contention I had with that particular plot summary is because something I like what they did with Glenn Powell's character Tyler is even though when you first see him, you kind of think like he's this uneducated Oklahoma guy. Dude's got like a degree in meteorology. He's very smart. At one point, he's he's keeping up with Kate with, and I liked that part of his character, where it's because both of them realized that the other person was more than what meets the eye.
I agree.
Right? So he
looked social media guy.
Yeah, but he had depth, like a meteorology degree. Like
he just found a way to monetize his passion.
Absolutely,
and that's like what we're doing right here, guys.
And that's it. We're doing the same thing with the Quarter Mile Podcast.
I think that was very smart of him.
I feel like in this movie that definitely Glenn Powell was the Helen Hunt. In this movie, you know what I mean? Like very much like this. Like just
so he's the one wanting love and she's the one like saying
he was into her immediately.
I don't know,
but I think with him like more than meets the eye, like they could have played him up as because also all the characters he plays in movies too played him up with his persona of this dumb guy, but like they made him like more than just like a dumb idiot on the internet who like is like attractive or whatever. Like they gave him more depth and they didn't play into that himbo storyline.
They didn't, and it was interesting. It was interesting. What I kind of liked about this movie is they did bring us some different characters because, like, even though those main two did, so at one point they had what she was wearing and her color schemes the same as Helen Hunt, like in that the tornado and the rodeo scene. She was dressed almost exactly like Helen Hunt. And Glenn Powell, Tyler, his truck was red, which is like a callback to the truck that they were using. So like they played off a little bit, but like. I think individually they had some different characters in there. And so, before we get too much into our own reviews, let's read some fast fan feedback. That's some comments that people have dropped. So if you guys don't know this, every Tuesday, I will post one or occasionally two if I'm falling behind of the movies that we're about to review. And then we just love hearing from you. If you like the movie, if you didn't like the movie, opinions you had about the movies, just literally anything you want, you can send us that when we ask. And if you send it, during those times, it might actually end up in the podcast. Now, for those of you that are like, you almost got in a car wreck because you realized you forgot to send your Twister's opinion, it's okay. You can drop us some fan mail. You can send us some thoughts to just share it. We'd love to hear what you guys think about this movie as you're hearing us and what we think about this movie. And so for these particular movies, I got some feedback mostly on Facebook this time, which you can see us on Instagram, Facebook. Those are the best ones to send us feedback. But really, if you just find Quarter Mile Podcast and reach out to us, it'll all go to the same place, which is my inbox and cell phone.
Well, good to know.
Good to know. So,
they don't come to me. Please don't.
Don't DM CJ pictures of your feet anymore. It's being weird. It's saying when you review this on the podcast.
However, if you DM me the pictures of your feet, we might throw it up on.
Drew's open-ended.
I'm definitely deleting them.
That's so weird. Have people ever sent you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's creepy. I'm sorry. Don't send CJ.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke. No one has ever done that. We're just joking.
Okay, people, start sending CJ pictures of your feet. Speaking of feet, this first person has feet, and it's actually a friend of all of ours, a friend of the podcast, Ken, who we know from Dive Bar. And
I love Ken.
We love them. Yeah, they're awesome.
They are like one of our biggest podcast supporter people. Like they've been fans of us since season 1 and follow us with our movies and frequently give opinions
and come to all of our shows.
Yeah, they do. Shouts out to Ken, man. They are the best.
Yeah. So this is what Ken's got to say for us. He says he saw both. I know the original was groundbreaking and great with a stacked cast. Incredible special effects, both digital and practical. The second one was both entertaining and really dumb.
Yeah.
The audacity to make a movie about escalating tornado threats in 2025 and avoid talking about climate change is wild.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that.
I didn't even
think
think that
about
together, but that does make sense because I mean, like we live in Nashville. We've had April was a crazy month for us.
I mean, Jesus, that is
every other
great
night.
point.
Yes.
And that
Like this was shot in 2024. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's keep
Good
going.
point.
Yeah,
Ken.
thanks, Ken. Shout out to Ken.
Shout out to Ken. That was a great point.
That is because, like, if you were around,
like
Nashville
they
at
did
all,
not address that in the movie,
or like even just like how things are different from when they originally made the first one too. Like they could be like, oh, well,
yeah, like we have this new like. They didn't even bring Dorothy back?
They did at the beginning.
They did,
Oh, that's right.
The kids. Which let's side note. I loved that opening scene where they did something that movies rarely do, which is here are the characters.
Yeah.
This is your new cast. You're gonna love following them on Twisters. Also, in 5 minutes, 3 of them are gonna be dead.
Yeah,
literally. I love that stuff too.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's a good storytelling device. You got attached to these particular characters
for a reason,
and then they were taken away from you.
It reminds me of I feel like it's their attempt at doing the movie Psycho.
Absolutely.
You follow along with the mom for the whole 30 hours or so. And after that, it's like you think she's the main character. And then it kind of, and Game of Thrones, a lot of, when they raise the stakes like that, you're like, oh, they're not here to play. But then the rest of the movie doesn't live up to the rest of that.
It doesn't. You're right. At some point, you're like, can we go back to that other cast? They were more interesting.
They were really cool, actually.
But I like, it's not that I love just watching people die, but I only look for the movies where main characters die. Yes. But so many of my favorite series don't have death in them. So Marvel is a great example. Death is, and then if you think Marvel's like Fast and Furious, oh my gosh, no one stays dead in Fast and Furious.
They can't die. They're contractually not able to die.
It's true, yeah. So it is, to me, it helps tell the good story when there's actual loss involved in the story. I know for a fact,
Yeah, because didn't she lose her boyfriend, and that's the reason that
she lost her boyfriend.
What's so cool about her and Helen Hunt's characters too is that Helen Hunt was because of the tornado, she kept chasing it, but Daisy Edgar Jones' character was backed away from when she lost the person she loved, and I thought that was a really interesting parallel.
Yeah, they did. Maybe they just didn't want her to be so much in love.
Yeah,
because she was very.
She was very locked in with her boyfriend, and then when Glenn comes along, she's just like this guy, and then they gave a little more of a friction.
That was a good point. They did not talk about climate change.
Yeah, and they really could have. They could have anytime they talked about the technology and the readings they were having, it would have been a good time to insert of course now we have to take this into consideration. Or
that one line would have made a whole difference.
Just to make it more grounded.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we're watching people rush into tornadoes and lock down and survive, but I do agree because in this movie, the first thing you do when you watch Twister or Twisters is accept that it's perfectly normal to rush into tornadoes, and her own mother was like, "Are you going to get back to it? I have no problem with you getting back.
I don't have any problem."
Hey, well, you've been unemployed for a while, kid, so you got to get back out there.
Go find those tornadoes.
Yeah.
Another comment we got came from Beth, also on Facebook, and she said, "Loved the first one at the time. My little brother and I watched it over and over. The second one was okay, and mostly just played on Glenn Powell's hotness."
Oh, I have so many thoughts. I have so many things I need to say about all of that.
All right, let me finish your comment, and then we'll love to hear your statements on Glenn Powell's hotness. The story caused you to have to really suspend your disbelief. Yeah. Like if Twister and Final Destination had a PG-rated baby.
Oh, that's a really good comparison. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Did you want to say more about Glenn Powell's hotness?
Yeah, I don't get it, guys.
She does not.
I don't like. I mean, I've seen him in a lot of stuff because he's been in a lot of things that I've ended up watching, and I don't mind him, but I think that every time I see him in something, another actor could have done so much better. And I just think even he was the best part of that Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell rom-com, and that's saying the worst thing possible, that he was the best part of that. Oh, and the song they used in the movie. But I just don't get why he's being put, what this propaganda is that they're pushing onto us, that this man is hot.
Courtney's had enough.
I've had enough of this. There's so many other men that could. Is it because he's from Texas? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't don't even think he's that good of an actor. I don't know.
He's a good actor.
They could have used so many other. They could have made David Cornsweet and Daisy Edgar Jones because they had them in this movie had the chemistry of like a fucking cardboard box talking to a.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of chemistry, but I think that's just because they were looking at it as they just did not want her. They wanted to focus more on her. Like what's the word I'm trying to look? They wanted to focus more on her career, on what she does, as opposed to what she wanted out of Tyler.
Right.
Yeah,
I like the romance of it though. I
just didn't see a lot of romance.
The romance distracted me from the plot.
Interesting.
Which we've said this before in most movies. Whenever there's a romantic part of the movie, like there's part of this plot, I don't like it.
And then there was a very quiet love,
and it was, but because I liked the idea of her being more career focused and dealing with the trauma that she had dealt with like to me that was the story, and that for this movie that was mostly the story.
Right.
But it did always triangle back in their relationship more so than we saw in the first one.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
And
also the first one felt more natural because they were divorced.
Yeah.
They were married, so that makes sense that they would be like these.
Yeah, these are meeting.
Yeah, and that's another contrast is the two main characters had ended a relationship and it was coming back together in the first one. In this one, they were beginning a relationship, and you were seeing the,
like even with the ending with Glenn Powell like running off to her. That was
didn't need that.
The rom com is this. This is a disaster movie. We're watching.
No,
like,
you have.
Run through the
that's how you
airport.
know you're in love when you run.
I really thought
you run through TSA and you might get tackled.
Yes,
I really thought the way they were going to end their relationship was like, and to me, I was like, that'd be really interesting. I don't know if it would have been. Tell me what you guys. This is how I would rewrite it. There was a point where she had to like, and Javi came back and saved him. I thought he was going to die there.
I did. Oh, yeah, with the leg. I thought so too.
What if that? Like, would that have added to the movie or taken away from it?
Yeah, that would have added because she
would have gave us some depth.
Well, I also think for her, if he would have died then they were starting to get closer. She would have maybe she would have really either gone full force into the tornado stuff or hung it up for good. She's like, I lost two people. I've gotten close.
I was going to say that would have probably been her the straw that broke the
she's
camel.
like, I can't do this ever again. I'll go work for the local weather
and then the movie has a real life application of, hey guys, don't run towards tornadoes.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, when there's a tornado,
the thing is, they are always running towards tornadoes.
So much. They are. And who gave? Now apparently they are kind of superheroes because only storm chasers are going to be the people that run into towns and save everyone.
And they never die.
They don't somehow.
They never die. Okay, let's keep going.
So those were our real people that we know feedback. Here are two reviews. I brought us a nice review and I brought us a mean review.
Okay.
And I am happy to tell you that this bad review is now in the lead for my favorite bad review.
Let's go.
The one to beat was from Redline when someone's review. Okay, that one was good too. This one's going to be better. The one from Redline, it was a very short review, which is why I like it because I can remember it. Because all it said is full frontal nudity couldn't save this movie.
Damn, he did say that though. He did.
So that's in my head. That's been like the placeholder for best review.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see.
But this one,
this is his favorite thing.
I do. I will scour through the reviews and pick the one I that makes me audibly laugh. So
that's cool.
Okay. Simply the worst budget movie I've seen in at least 20 years. It was pure torture. Every single minute.
Damn.
Let's start with the plot. There is none. A bunch of the worst actors say the worst written lines while chasing tornadoes. The two protagonists are truly horrendous. Old Squinty looks like the Marlboro Man and he can't act at all.
Damn.
Even worse somehow is the female lead who is insufferable, who is as insufferable as all these tornadoes chasers who are chasing her. She's supposed to be the reluctant scientist who didn't want to return to her career following the death, thank God, of her colleague.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Got to the love scene where she randomly starts pushing buttons in Squinty's souped-up truck in the middle of chasing a deadly tornado. Good thing she's a mature scientist. By the final excruciating tornado, I was really hoping it would just kill off the entire town and every actor in it.
Dang.
This is my favorite part. My God. I would rather a Trump rally speech than sit through the 5 minutes more of this terrible, awful movie.
Okay, now hold on. That wasn't that bad. Wait a minute.
They said,
Wait a minute.
said, see the original. This movie is the Jar Jar Binks of disaster movies.
I don't know who you are, but I would never want to sit through anything of that. No.
I mean, I'd rather, the movie wasn't as bad as a Trump rally, guys. I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't agree with that. I disagree emphatically.
Wow. That's, but I mean, well, you mean
that's your opinion.
You made your point.
That man,
your point.
That man or woman, it feels like a man. It feels, but it's man or woman.
I get your feeling.
Yeah, it definitely. There's a lot of emotions conveyed in that review.
Jesus, sit through a cheese.
Oh, because those are also rallies are kind of long.
I would rather eat acorns.
I thought you were going to say ass.
Did too.
Probably. Or raccoons.
Oh no!
Then sit in a Trump rally. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
That's true. That was I only liked it because I was like, wow, that's intense.
That's intense. I don't think I've ever hated a movie ever.
No, not like that.
I don't think I've ever hated anything.
I don't think so either.
This person needs therapy.
Yeah.
No, they don't. You just need a hug.
Yeah. Okay.
You just need huggies.
We at the Quarter Mile are giving you a hug from
a virtual huggy,
the screen, or
and a sniffy from Gizmo.
There we go. Now, I do like to bring us back into a positive place before we talk about the movie. So this is a positive review.
Okay. Yeah.
I loved the first one. Obsessed with it the moment it hit VHS. If you don't know what a VHS is.
Well.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was nice to have a lead actress that didn't look constipated the whole time. Daisy gave us so much. Yes, it is.
Yeah, wow.
Because remember, this person likes the second one.
Ah, okay.
Daisy gave us so much range and emotion for the whole movie. Daisy is amazing. Okay, you're not going to like this next part. Glenn, oh my darling dearless. Whoever keeps letting this man wear cowboy and baseball caps is really testing how heavy we can all breathe.
What the hell? No.
And the emotions he showed too. Wow. I also like this statement. Also, women can be smart. Hilarious seeing the reviews literally saying things about sick of seeing young women who are smarter than they should be. What? She was probably 23 or 24, working on her PhD at the beginning of the movie, and then 5 years later would put her closer to 30. Sorry to break it to you, but people are just hella smart.
Hey, women are smart.
PSA, here at the Quarter Mile Podcast, we like to throw crazy ideas out there.
Yeah.
This week's crazy idea, women can also be smart.
Hey,
whoa.
You heard it first.
Whoa.
Well, maybe not us.
Not us. And then I know I'm not.
Can be. All right.
Can be.
So
I choose not to be.
And then her last line. Also, both of you are incredibly smart. I feel like
buddy,
I feel like you mansplain your intellect.
Actually, ladies, you're smart.
Actually. And then the last thing she said in this review is, this is one of the reasons I picked it. She says, I go to the movies as an escape, so I probably don't go for the flaws and reasons to hate things. I go to be entertained and to be in another world. This movie did that flawlessly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You can't hate on that. You know?
I agree.
I liked her review. I don't know if I agree with everything she said, but I love how much she loved this movie.
I don't think that Daisy Edgar-Jones has a ton of range in this, and I've seen her in other things that I like. I loved her in Normal People with Paul Mescal, and
she was in that.
She was in that, and that might be the only other thing I've seen her in. But I liked her in that.
Yeah,
she has range. She just didn't know where to go with this range. She didn't, and I think that could be because she didn't know which direction to take with the. Because again, she was so blocked
with the grief and with everything like that too, and she was playing into that.
Was something I'm sure that we could find actresses that we see better on screen, but one thing I liked about her in this was you saw a difference between her when she was young before the tragedy, and then her for the entirety of the movie, and even when they did that short flashback scene where she was like in the bar talking to her boyfriend, like you still saw that like vibrance and youth, and like her life hasn't been destroyed.
And maybe that's what she was supposed to be. I'm supposed to be guarded because I don't know what's going to happen next, and I need to be wary of the storm.
The storm of life.
The storm of life.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's what I had to say about it.
Yeah. So and then speaking of what you have to say about what are other thoughts, things anything about the movies that we'd like to I specifically came to the Quarter Mile Podcast to say this about this movie, or how did you feel about it? How did you like it? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment of watching it, and I did put this on my Instagram story, and I did have a couple glasses of wine when I posted this, but I did say in the moment, I was like, do I like this more than the original in some places?
Ooh.
I think because I think what it was, and we talked about this our last episode, I liked that the side characters were a little more fleshed out, and there's a little more camaraderie there. It was more fun, where I was like, this is fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. And now when I'm saying I didn't realize it when we did the last week's episode, I was like, oh, I actually did appreciate that in this movie. I think that was at the moment where I'm like, this is really fun, and and there was a level of light. There's more lightness to it. I think that I thought was interesting because it played more campy. I think, unintentionally maybe, but and versus the first one it's a drama. It's intense. It's really not. I mean, there's one-liners, but they don't always land. So I think in certain lights and certain times, I probably would prefer to watch Twisters over Twister, but so I was surprised to say that, to find myself enjoy. I didn't think I was going to like it at all. If I'm going to be honest,
I was like, it was better than I expected.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, and that is the nicest thing I can say.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think I honestly enjoyed the relationship between the two main characters.
Yeah,
because it wasn't an obvious love attraction, or it wasn't a connection. It was I just don't know what to do, and I liked that pull and tug between them.
I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think
in real life,
we
and
don't have
otherwise.
enough of that. They just go straight into love and straight into we're together instead of, you know what? I don't know about you.
Yeah,
I like that. I like her guardness. I like the fact that
was cool. Yeah,
that the movie had it paid homage to the '96. Especially with the what scene was it? The movie scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was that was one of probably my favorite scenes of it.
Yeah,
so
same.
I think I like this movie because it was a homage. It was a quiet homage, and it gave me the love between two characters that I actually did look for in this one, besides Paxton and Hunt in the last one.
Right.
And I think with the love in the first one too, there's a lot of friction there, and that was also that. I mean, friction allows banter and allows like back and forth and whatever. But this one felt a little more like. It felt more. It wasn't not everything, because of the first one, everything was a high wire. Everything was a live wire. You're gonna freak out at anyone for interpersonal stuff or whatever. This one gave a little bit of okay, well, this is also going on, and also I think it showed that life can still go on amidst the chaos.
I like the business of it. I like that she was like, you know what, this is my business. He was like, this is my business. I like when they were talk. I honestly like the science of it.
Yeah, I did too.
And that they were able to work together, and it wasn't like he came and saved her.
No,
right?
Now he was protective of her.
Yeah, which is nice.
Which is nice.
That's nice.
But he wasn't coming there to save her. He was going there on his own mission.
The plot was resolved by them working together. It wasn't like when he took over, finally it all worked out.
Right. So what were your thoughts, Drew?
I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I mean, of course, you probably gathered this. The love story is distracting to me. I at one point I'm like, am I watching a disaster movie or a chick flick? I thought at points it was a cheesy movie, but my thing is especially at the beginning when they were doing the selfies and the real Gen Z style stuff.
Yeah.
I realized I'm not their target audience.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's a new thing I'm doing when I watch movies is if I start thinking oh, I don't know about this or my next thought is oh, I'm not the demographic that this 2024 Twisters was. It was definitely shooting for a younger audience.
Yeah.
And I think it did that well.
I think so too.
I think it's nowadays when movies, this is something, actually me and Andy Imlay were talking about when we were talking about Superman, which is funny because it had
David Cornsway
as well. But this movie talked a lot about the his YouTube channel, social media.
Yeah.
And I think when you're making a modern movie now, you have to consider the online world.
Yeah.
But that's something that Ken just said. What you did not consider was
global
climate
warming.
change and global warming.
That's true. Yeah, there's other things we need to consider too.
You can see I'm a social media guy. And all this, but I don't understand that Oklahoma and the dust and all of this is
And usually when they do bring up someone who cares about the environment, it's not in a positive, empowering way.
Never.
It's usually that's the weird guy who thinks about the climate or whatever. So we're going to do our Too Fast, Too Furious movie rating. And then I have a new segment that I borrowed from the Movie Wars podcast. which I might have been fired from at some point. It's a little unsure, but they're still friends.
Yeah.
And but after watching these two movies, I thought I'd do something that they do. So, but first we're gonna do our Too Fast, Too Furious rating. So, Courtney, we'll start with you.
Okay, so can you remind
Too Fast is you loved it, your life is better because of it. Fast is you liked it. Furious is you didn't like it. Too Furious is you didn't like it and your life is less than because of it.
Okay, so I'm in between Fast and Furious, but I'm too furious about Glenn Powell.
Okay, there we go. So good solid medium about the movie.
We put it at a Furious.
Okay, that was
that ranking. Unfortunately, even though I did enjoy parts of it.
That's fair. Also, I just feel if you're listening to this and you're hearing panting, it is not Courtney nor CJ. We do have Gizmo the dog with us, and you definitely want to check in our YouTube to see what he looks like because he's adorable. Anyway, but cool. That's a fair ranking. What about you, CJ?
I'm going with Furious.
Furious. All right.
Furious. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Furious.
Yeah,
go with Furious.
I didn't hate it, but I ain't gonna watch it again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
I feel very similar, but I'm gonna give it a Fast because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For like a one-time watch.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else from it. And I'm, someone's like, "Hey, do you want to watch Twisters?" I'll be like, "Can we do literally anything else?"
Yeah, can we watch anything else, please?
But like, it was a good story for a while I watched it. I did, by the end, in the same way with the first Twister, it was getting too lovey-dovey. This one, they did not need the way they ended it.
I didn't like the ending.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'll give it a Fast though because I enjoyed watching it, but like.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad that we all got to watch it at least, so now we know.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. That we got to watch it.
Yeah, because I would never have sought this out honestly on my own.
Right, so
I'm gonna be real.
I just wanted to see what it was about.
Yeah, it's fun. That's what I like about doing this.
It's about Twisters, CJ.
I know.
It's about more than one Twister. It's in the movie.
We literally just talked about this in the last episode. You can say what is it about?
That's what I
like. Ooh,
that is always a positive about the movie.
Like on
What's
the Family Guy episode where she was like, "Ooh, what is this? Raisin oatmeal ice cream taste like? I wonder what it has in it.
Raisin
and oatmeal.
Yeah, I wonder what does this chocolate ice cream taste like?
Chocolate. So, but yeah, no, that's what I give it.
Okay, fair enough. So now we're gonna do a segment that I'm calling Twister versus Twisters. All right. So in the Movie Wars podcast, they do a war card every week where you review the two movies and you kind of pick who's got the better what. So in comparing these two movies, we have a few different sections. We're gonna see which ones. I even have a tiebreaker if we don't.
Ooh, okay.
So which movie do we think had the better plot, Twister or Twisters?
Twister.
I agree, Twister. Okay, which movie had better actors, Twister or Twisters?
Twister.
Okay.
Iconic actors.
Yeah, sorry, you're not gonna miss me with Philip. You know how I feel about Seymour Hoffman.
Now this might be where we deviate. Which one had better characters?
I think Twisters.
Twisters. Okay, I'll give it Twisters as well. Which one had better action? Since this is in our action movie season.
I mean,
I'm going with Twister.
Yeah, I'd say Twister, the original, because I mean, it's hard to compete, obviously, with what the technology we have today. But I feel like there just wasn't enough There wasn't enough tornadoes for me in Twisters,
and I think
there was only 10 of them in the second.
Yeah, and I think the fact that it was because it was 96 and it wasn't CGI and it wasn't drone. The fact that they did, and it was so lifelike. Yeah, I'm going with Twisters.
I'm going to go with Twister as well. And it's I enjoyed the not CGI when I watched it. It was a nice breath of fresh air from what we're used to.
Absolutely.
So, it was groundbreaking for that time.
Absolutely.
What they were doing. So, and this one, the CGI kind of took away from it. Yeah. At some point it felt like we were just, I get it. Actually, if you're in a Twister, you probably are just seeing dirt and stuff fly around you, but that's all I was seeing. Where are the cows? Where's the other stuff?
And I know we're spoiled because of that cow.
Yeah.
But that is a real thing. Like the horse is running. We know from school books and stuff that's real. And I didn't get that from Twister.
I will confess my ignorance, and I have not been in many tornadoes.
Oh, really?
Well, I've been living in Nashville.
I know. I just have not been. But that scene in the in the pool when he was like holding down and the dude just gets sucked up.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty unrealistic, right? Like that's not how tornadoes work.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I've never been that.
So.
I've lived through multiple tornadoes, or like including living here in Nashville, but I've not. I think they just more destroy everything.
Yeah,
I don't think it sucks you up. I think
it gave me real alien space laser vibes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Anyway, let us know if you've survived a tornado. If that was
I've survived a tornado out here. Yeah, the tornado hit out here.
Yeah, did you? Were you like around where?
No, it literally touched down on Andrew Jackson and tore up the school.
Yeah.
So the only thing that happened in this neighborhood was my tree actually hit the roof. But that was it.
That was it. That's kind of remind me of something. My older brother who lives in Murfreesboro.
That was bad.
Literally, like his house was fine, but the next road,
and that's what tornadoes can do.
And I remember when that happened, him and his friends were like his roommates. They went out to go take pictures of what's going on, and I'm like, that's so dumb. I'm like, oh, it's because he grew up in the '90s and he watched Twisters. Like that's what you do.
Let's go, man. We can do this.
Yeah, we're fine.
And low key, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I have went outside once, but I'm from the South, and when the storms and stuff, my grandmother's always told me to cut the lights off and sit and be still and let the Lord do his business.
Yeah.
So
if I ever lose power, I'm like, okay, go to bed early.
Yeah, that's what I do. Oh my God, I'm like, well, it's time to go to bed.
That's why I'm a candle fanatic.
Tornado can't take you out if you're sleeping.
Yes,
exactly.
If I wake up without a house
it can.
Me, yes, if I wake up without a house for me, then that was God's will. So
all I know is I got candles.
I was holding on to that house for too long.
Yes, literally.
I got candles for days if the electricity goes out for days.
Fair enough. Well, okay, so Twister won by a landslide.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we're going to be doing Drew's best bets.
Okay.
I tried to be a little bit different this time because it would have been. And my first thought was like, okay, biggest, craziest tornado hit, and I was like, but let's do something a little different. I did enjoy that first scene where you get the characters and you like them a little bit, and then they all die. So for best bets, it's which character would have wanted to see more of out of the three. So a reminder, you have Jeb, the boyfriend.
Okay.
You have Addie, the bubbly social media friend.
Okay.
And then you have Praveen, the Indian friend.
I'm going to go with Jeb.
Yeah.
Because it was too short.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have seen maybe if he survived but they survived, then they would have survivor's guilt together as a couple.
Oh.
And what if so here's my pitch. Here's my pitch.
Twisters 3.
Yeah, Twisters 3 back from the dead, I guess. So if they survive instead of her and Javi, and they have survivor's guilt as a couple, what would that do to them? Mm-hmm. And by the time that they go and they have but they're still in the Twister business, the tornado business, and then they meet Glenn Powell, a bit of a love triangle, but like three really smart people, like. That could have been interesting. That could give us a little more of a
point.
Yeah, plays into the romance, but even more of like a. Maybe, or if they don't want to go romance, they could have Glenn Powell's team come through and be like, oh, we actually enjoy this job and we shouldn't feel guilty about trying to understand science, because that could have brought them out of their slump as a couple and revived them. So I'm just saying that could have been a better pairing. So I think
and they looked closer in age.
Yeah, they look a lot closer in age.
A lot closer.
Oh my God. So I just think, Jeb.
That's a good one. I'm going with Jeb.
How about you?
Well, those are great reasonings. You were both wrong. At least as far as my best. Now I would say that would be an interesting storyline if they didn't have Javi. I feel like having for me, it'd be like too much. But like I went with the Indian guy, and I'll tell you why. He had one line that made him interesting in the 3 minutes that was on screen to me. When she was like, "Oh my gosh, my experiment," and he was like, our experiment. And I would have liked to see like a little bit more of their rival dynamic. And maybe after the tragedy, they have a very more vicious. It's really strained their relationship, and then when they finally meet each other, and I don't know what they could have done with it, but maybe he would have also been working with Javi, or maybe he was working with.
He could have been a villain.
He could have been like a villain. And
that's good.
Part of her overcoming her trauma with the situation is resolving things with him.
Yeah.
At the end, or maybe he dies as well.
Right.
But yeah. So he had that one line where before I knew they were all about to die in 10 seconds, I was like, oh,
I'm locked in.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Okay.
So
I like that.
Well,
that's
so you are officially in the lead now.
I I think.
I think you are now. Officially, you're officially in the lead.
It feels like it. I feel like I'm in the lead. Let us know if you've been keeping track. Well, cool. First of all, you all tune in next week when we cover The Rundown. We're getting back on The Rock. Just wanted to see how CJ felt about that. I think we have like The Rundown, and then I think we're doing like the couple new Jumanji movies. Like we wanted to give The Rock the same amount of movies as we gave Vin Diesel this season.
Jumanji.
Fair enough. Jumanji's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I know it's action, but Jumanji is funny to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen the new ones, but I saw the original.
Same.
But and then also let's thank you, Cortney, for being here again and for both episodes. You're just you're one of the gang now.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're like family.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
What can you plug for us? What things should people be looking out for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I run a weekly show at the Dive Motel in East Nashville. If you live here in Nashville, that these lovely comedians have been on it multiple times. I recorded my second comedy special at Third Man Records. That's going to be coming out hopefully in the new year. We're getting all that together. They'll drop the date. I'll make sure to the whole post, or if you guys are okay.
Well, when you share it like on social media, tag us on the things. And that'll help me remember to share it as well.
Thank you. So yeah, I have that, and then just kind of plugging away with comedy. I have some things that I can't talk about yet that I'm currently working on.
She's getting married.
Yes, I'm getting
what?
Her and Glenn Powell.
Yeah, no.
Or Timothy Chalamet.
Can I say I actually have my own podcast that I'm starting? I should say this. It's also a movie podcast, and I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Different. And I'm going to have you both on as guests, but it's called Core Memory, a podcast about movies, and where I will have guests on, and we talk about the first movie they ever remember seeing ever, and their favorite movie as an adult, and the parallels to it, any correlations, and also how both movies have affected them in their lives, and the power that film has in our society and on us interpersonally. And that should be coming out September. So.
I already have my movie.
So exciting.
Wait, I'm curious. Like, so what are your guys' movies?
I would probably do. I would choose.
Movie.
I would choose not to do Fast and Furious because. But one is equally impactful for me. Is Mighty Ducks 2.
That'll be fun.
So I have two.
Yeah.
The first movie that I ever saw that impacted me.
Yeah.
To do what I wanted to do was The Wiz.
Oh, yeah. I love we're tying it all back in.
And the other movie that impacted me so much that I cannot see him. I almost messed up my shot at getting into acting school in real life.
Whoa.
It was that bad. I cannot see him. I can't. I hate this. I'm sorry. I should not say that. The Color Purple.
Okay.
That movie
Spielberg again
to this day, and I almost messed up my shot at getting into acting school because I said that out loud.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I almost messed up.
Sad that like almost shot your.
Yeah, I almost shot my mouth out because I put my foot in my own mouth. So
yeah.
Well, there you go. You got 2 episodes right there that are
in the can ready to go. And so, but check out, but thank you.
And we when that podcast comes out, we'll add it to our list of favorite podcasts. So especially if you go to Buzzsprout, and you see our podcast there, you can go to like other podcasts or podcasts we like. I think it's what's called.
I'm going to be on Buzzsprout too, so that actually was perfect.
We'll tie that into it. So if you're listening to this in the future, past September, go check out Cortney's podcast.
Thank you. And, but yeah, that's what I got going on. I just love this. I mean, this is like very like. I mean, that's why I want to do a podcast about movies, is because I just love talking about movies with my friends and a cute little dog. But anyway, so thank you guys so much.
Thank you for being on. We'll have you back for other movies.
I love you.
Yes.
And everyone, listen, go watch a great movie. Go have fun. Pet a dog if there's one around you. Go hang out with friends. And whatever you do, live your life a quarter mile at a time. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.